The Dallas Cowboys had a phenomenal game on the offensive side, and today we're going to analyze the tape of Dak Prescott, the O-line, the run game, and really some of the chunk plays that the Cowboys ultimately had. They also had two backup guards in for this game, as both Tyler Smith and Zach Martin both ended up missing this game. So the offensive line wasn't the actual offensive line that we'd expect going into next week's playoff game. But it was interesting nonetheless, because I felt like the offensive line still had a pretty good day. There were struggles, as you guys will see on this one here. Hoffman's going to basically get bull rushed by the defensive tackle on this one, and he's going to get pushed right back into the quarterback's lap. At the same time, you'll see the right tackle, Terrence Steele, is also going to lose on this one. This was the first play of the game. Steele basically just gets swatted, and you're going to get a little bit of pressure on Prescott, but of course, the quarterback delivers a 15-yard pass to Brandon Cooks here at the bottom of your screen. Great job by Prescott to anticipate, feels the pressure, gets the ball out, and of course, you pick up 15 yards. Let's get right into this film breakdown. Now, I want to give some credit here to Tony Pollard. This was the first drive of the game. He's going to run this wheel route, and the tight end here is going to run a quick hitch, and his job is to try to pick off the linebacker. Now, the Cowboys did see man-to-man coverage pre-snap, so Prescott obviously felt he was comfortable with this play, but the linebacker actually does a really good job to actually go over the top of the pick. So if you guys keep an eye on Ferguson here, he's going to try to pick off the linebacker. The linebacker just goes over the top. And at this point, it's now a 50-50 pass. And Tony Pollard goes up and he takes it away from the linebacker. So I got to give credit to Tony Pollard on this one for making the catch. Now, Jalen Tolbert was one of the guys that I really wanted to see take the year two leap coming into this season. And the guys definitely looked a lot better this season. Of course, he doesn't play the same amount of snaps that he probably would have played had the Cowboys not brought in Brandon Cooks. But over the past couple of weeks specifically, Dak Prescott's given Jalen Tolbert these 50-50 chances. This one here, you're going to see Tolbert basically go up just right over the top of this cornerback who's in perfect coverage. And Prescott gives him the opportunity, and Tolbert goes up and brings the ball down. That's a great job right there by Jalen Tolbert to be able to snatch the ball out of the air, right? These are the plays right here that you need as an offense. You know, people talk about red zone struggles and red zone issues that the Cowboys may have had earlier on this season. This is how red zone issues go away. Every play does not have to be a design play. Like, you don't have to design a slant with the post over the top to clear it out and hopefully the slant gets open. Sometimes you just need your best players to make those plays. And this is a great example of Prescott trusting his wide receiver. Of course, his wide receiver brings it down for a 3-yard touchdown. Over the past couple of weeks, as we've seen TJ Bass taking snaps, the guy's gotten physical, he's gotten nasty, and he's been playing with this mean streak. To me, TJ Bass is a very, very good football player. He does things like this. Now, on this one here, he obviously doesn't put anyone down, but it's just a good block. This is how you play the position of offensive line. You know, this defensive lineman here is shaded to the right side of the center, keeping in mind that the run is going to be this counter run to the right. So the left guard has to help the center here clear this one technique defensive lineman out of there. So TJ Bass is going to make good contact with this defensive lineman. He's going to push him, and he's going to allow the center here to flip the hips. That right there is a beautiful job by TJ Bass. Now, of course, you'll see that this one technique D tackle does fight to get back over to the right here, as you'll see right there, and he does kind of make the play. The play does pick up 6 yards, so it's still a positive play. But initially, TJ Bass does a beautiful job helping Tyler Biadasz. Of course, the center has to do a better job. It's up to the center when the guard here releases to ultimately stick and flip the hips properly and give your running back that lane. But Bass does a great job. Right before he releases, he gets up to 57, and look at him push 57 out of here. Look at him get physical at the point of attack and move the linebacker out of the gap. To me, Bass looks very, very good on tape. And we noted this last week as well. I did a full film breakdown of him. I'll pin that down in the comments below or the description of this video if you guys want to check it out. With that being stated, let's go ahead and get into the next snap. Alright guys, now Dak Prescott did throw an interception on 2nd and 6. The ball was actually tipped in the air, and these are the moments that as a referee, you have to get this right here. All right, because this is the difference in a game. All right, this right here flips a game possibly, right? Now, of course, the score was 7-7 at this point. The Cowboys were driving. You keep in mind the Cowboys already had a blocked field goal as well at this point, and you can see the defensive end tip the ball up right there. Let's talk about this. So on this play, you're gonna run this defensive line game, and when you run a game, the guy that goes first, it's his responsibility to try to take the guy he's lined up across and hit the other guy. Basically take a 2-for-1 situation. In that instance, it would free up the defensive end. Now, if you guys look at the 3 technique here, watch what he does here to TJ Bass. To me, this is a penalty. Look at this. Look at him pull TJ Bass. That's ridiculous. All right, that's a moment in the game that flipped the entire script here. This play right here should have been called. Number 91 clearly holds TJ Bass. Bass is trying to pass the game off, which is perfect. He sees it, obviously. He pushes 91. He comes back around, picks up the DN, but the D tackle holds him. So that right there should have been a penalty. And of course, it doesn't get called. And just like that, you flip the script and the Commanders ultimately get the ball and they're going to get a field goal out of this possession. So to me, that's a missed call right there. Let's get into the next snap. Great job here by both Brock Hoffman and the center on the defensive tackle here. Beautiful job. The D tackle does end up trying to swim to the left. This play picked up 10 yards. A beautiful job by Tony Pollard. As soon as number 94 here is going to try to go to the left here, right out of his stance, he's at this point lost, right? At this point right here, if it's an inside zone, the play's going to pop. Hoffman is obviously going to just seal out the D tackle. You can see Pollard stay patient with this, allow the tackle to get off the block and get up to the linebacker. They're going to pick up 9 yards. Just a good job right there. You're going to get a 12-yard run on this one. Watch Tony Pollard make the linebacker miss here, or maybe number 32, the safety. Right in the gap, straight up just makes the guy miss. And he picks up 12 yards on this one. This one ends up all the way down to the 1-yard line. And this is a beautiful job. This is something we've been waiting to see from Tony Pollard. Not that he's not made people miss, but this is absolutely perfect. You have a guy standing in the gap, one-on-one, straight up just makes a miss. Do keep in mind, number 32 is not initially in the screen, right? So number 32 comes down right before the Cowboys actually snap the ball. So therefore, he basically goes unblocked on this one. The O-line obviously just doesn't see it quick enough. Not a big deal, right? Generally, this happens when you play a stacked box, as the Commanders do on this one. But of course, you pick up 12 yards. Let's get into the next snap. You got a 3rd and 5 on this one. Watch CeeDee Lamb with the whip route on this one. He's going to pick up not only the first down, but they're going to pick up 10 yards on this play. That's a really nice route. I love the fact that this season Mike McCarthy has really allowed CeeDee Lamb to kind of play out in space. One of the things the Cowboys love to do on the offensive side is really just ISO out Lamb. You know, Lamb's the best playmaker on this offense by far. The guy has been a really good route runner this season. The guy's been able to create separation. But most importantly, he's able to make plays with the ball in his hands. So getting him the ball out in space is exactly how you want to utilize a CeeDee Lamb caliber player. And Prescott's done a good job making sure to keep the eyes to Lamb when it's called and making sure to deliver a good pass. Make sure to anticipate and get the ball out in front of him. Sometimes quarterbacks don't anticipate well. Sometimes quarterbacks don't have good ball placement. And I think with Dak Prescott, he has great ball placement. He's one of those quarterbacks that's just a really accurate passer of the football. He knows exactly where to put it out. This one was perfectly placed, allowed Lamb to catch it, turn around, and run with it, and not get tackled right away, right? Because had he gotten tackled right away, the play would not have been a first down. So good job right there. Picked up 10 yards. Let's get into the next snap. You're going to get a 20-yard run here by Rico Dowdle. A great job by the guys up front. A great job by the running back to make a couple different people miss. And this one right here picked up 20 yards. This is exactly what you want to see by the guys up front. This is what you want to see by your running back. Even your tight end and wide receivers do a really, really nice job. Got to give credit here to TJ Bass. Bass is going to reach on number 98, the 3 technique, and he's going to hold him just long enough that the running back's able to kind of slip past there. So a good job right there by Bass to hold the block long enough. Running back obviously makes a couple guys miss. Nice jump cut. 20 yards, man. That's a really, really nice run by Dowdle. At the beginning of the season, I wasn't sure if Dowdle would eventually be the number 2 back. I think there were a couple other guys, Malik Davis. You also had the rookie running back, Deuce Vaughn. I thought those 2 guys would probably replace Dowdle, and Dowdle may not make the squad. But the guys, I believe he's in like year 4 at this point, has really turned it around. He's been phenomenal this season. So shout out to Dowdle for that one. 20 yards. Let's get into the next snap. So this play right here is going to be a 6-yard touchdown pass. Just look at what Dak Prescott does in this play. Look at him navigate the pocket. Look at him go through his progressions, go left, go right. He's telling guys where to go, one guy, the other guy. To me, this is beautiful. And of course, CeeDee Lamb. You got to give credit to the wide receiver as well. Keep an eye on CeeDee Lamb. Relative to Prescott, Lamb obviously gets open. This was his 2nd touchdown. This is exactly what you expect in these type of plays. Again, just kind of getting back into, there was a time when the Cowboys on the offensive side, they struggled a little bit in the red zone. That's gone now, right? And it's plays like this. You need your quarterback to make these plays. And Dak Prescott's been doing this for the last, 8+ weeks. The Cowboys have had no red zone issues. They haven't struggled at all down in the red zone. There's been a couple games where it's been close, but generally speaking, Dak Prescott's been able to do things like this with his legs, extend the play, slow down the pass rush, right? Because you got to make sure to box Prescott in, right? You can't just let this guy take off running. If you guys keep an eye on number 94, look at how he pass rushes. Look at how he's going to basically keep containment as 96 is going to come down to the inside. Watch 94. He's going to just continue to basically not go after the quarterback, but he's going to basically stand there to make sure Prescott's not able to take off running. Right, so Prescott obviously is going to make a pass rush slow down to try to contain him. And with that, you'll also get guys like CeeDee Lamb that will eventually get open and can score 6-yard touchdowns as you've seen on this one. Once again, watch the anticipation by Dak Prescott. He's going to get the ball out to Brandon Cooks. He's going to hit him in the corner of the end zone. A beautiful pass. Perfect ball placement once again. Never underestimate Dak Prescott's ability to throw a pass with good ball placement. To me, this is a pretty good job by the offensive line. They obviously see and pick up the guys that are blitzing. Everybody basically gets picked up. Great job here by the running back. I mean, it does not get better than that. One of the ways an offensive line has success pass pro is with their running backs, being able to also pick up guys. So Rico Dowd does a good job. Dak Prescott delivers a good pass. Just like that, you get 7 more points. So the Dallas Cowboys at this point have locked in the number 2 seed. And they will be playing the Green Bay Packers next week. So this week, I want to try doing something a little bit different where I want to look at the Packers and Cowboys matchup and kind of talk it through. We have done Packers content on this channel before. We obviously do weekly Cowboys content as well. So that may be a fun video. So stay tuned for that. I hope you guys have enjoyed the coverage so far during the regular season. We will continue the coverage. If you guys are not subscribed, make sure you guys subscribe. We do all 22 film breakdown on both NFL teams, including the Cowboys, pretty much every week, as well as prospects coming out of the draft. So subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I will see you guys next time with another video.